رنگارنگ مثل زندگی.
I'm Azar Chenchalabuye, born in Siakal, raised in Siakal, and living in Siakal. This building, this pottery workshop was a very old pottery workshop. Since it was on our walking route, and back then, life wasn't like this. It was very, a house here, a big garden, a house there, a big garden, and the houses all looked alike. And for me as a child, one of the biggest and most mysterious buildings here was this very building. One of the biggest question marks of my life was, what's inside here? Before me, there were people living and working here who were actually ceramic artists, and I learned pottery from them. And when you stepped into the space, it was a very different atmosphere. Everything was so different. The works were so different. It was a pottery workshop, but it was unlike any pottery we had ever seen before. For example, in our experience, pottery was always flower pots, bowls, jugs, and gamage. But you'd come here and see actual artwork. And then I would say to myself, that world I want, the one that's unlike anywhere else, it seems like it's right here.
I think the generation of the 60s had a very dull life. There was nothing, and I was full of energy myself, but there was no space to release that energy. And I was an extremely active person, very, very, very much so. But I remember the first time I could sit still for 4 hours was when I did pottery. That is, healing came to me from there as a person who never had any focus, was never a good student, and didn't really live by the routines and frameworks of a small society, and was always struggling and fighting to live out their own freedom. Well, there have always been many tensions too, but pottery was healing for me, and that childhood dream that grew up with me, a curiosity to see what is inside this. Suddenly I came to myself and saw that, I am here and this place belongs to me.
Hi, I'm Sholde Ilami. My work experience at Miss Azar Char's workshop is about 5 years now. And I started pottery at the age of 19. And I'm very happy that, first of all, I was born in the city of Siakal, and also that I can work in a big workshop like Miss Azar Char's in her collection. This workshop was built during the Pahlavi era, and it was the first and largest workshop in Siakal. And Miss Azar Char renovated this place and bought it. And I think she was very lucky, and she got a green light, so she was able to make this place her own.
One day while I was working, I suddenly felt this heavy gaze on me. I turned around and saw a group of people, 2 women in headscarves, 2 men in suits. They looked like they were from some system, an organization or something. They suddenly turned to look at me and said, was your dad a potter? I said, no. Your grandfather? I said, no. They said, then how do you know how to do this? I said, I liked it. I was interested, so I went and learned. Then suddenly he turned and said, do you want to work? I said, yes. He said, would you like to become an employee? I didn't even understand what yes. Then they said, would you like to teach this to some other people? I said, yes. Then they said, can you come to Saudi? And I said, yes. I didn't even know where Saudi was. I said, yes. They said, then be in Saudi at 9 in the morning. Then I called my sister City and asked, how many hours is it from here to Saudi? She said, 5 hours. I said, if I have to be there at 9 in the morning, when should I leave? She said, 4 in the morning. I said, 4 in the morning, even if it's Charlos. Then I went to Saudi. They put a contract in front of me and I signed it and I became an employee of the handicrafts organization. Teach some people what I know. Anyway, I worked in this system for about 3 years. It was very hard. I mean, for a wild horse that's supposed to go into a structure, into a framework, that was pretty that dream was like, I always wanted to be an artist in my own world. Then I saw, oh, what is this? What am I doing here? What's going on here? Why are they talking about my headscarf every day? They say you didn't wear socks, and they say, why is your color like this? They say, why did you laugh? It was very hard. I mean, one day I said to myself, no, this wasn't my dream at all. Back then, it was very funny, like getting insured. Wow, someone became an employee and they got insured too. Insurance. So I thought to myself, are you really so miserable that, like, for the sake of these things, you'd want to stay in a system where what you're losing is far more than what you're gaining? Your achievement is so worthless that I stayed up all night, wrote a resignation letter, and faxed it at the time. They called me in and said, no, this is an exemplary unit. Why do you want to leave? Then my answer, well, you know what? I really like to enjoy my life. I like to wear pink lipstick, wear a pink scarf. Here, I'm forced to wear a black headscarf every day. And he said, this guy's just standing there. Like, what are you talking about? I like to wear pink lipstick. What does that even mean? Anyway, I returned to my father's house. With the savings I had made, I bought a pottery wheel, pulled back the carpet in my room, and started doing pottery.
You see, the real impact this workshop has had on my life and my growth is that I was actually doing pottery in the heart of the forest. Many times, for example, I talked to friends I had in Tehran or other cities, telling them that I work in a place where I can just open the door and walk right into the forest. Everyone would be like, oh, but you're so lucky. Your work is so peaceful. Not only was my work peaceful, and still is, but I was actually working in nature, and I was born in the heart of nature. One of my daily thanks is really that how lucky I am to be Jilak and to have been born in Jilan.
Challenges? It's all a challenge. Being a girl, being young, being independent, working in a village, and having a different perspective, a slightly different lifestyle. Overall, it's going against the grain. Honestly, it was hard. But, well, one huge stroke of luck I had was that I had a very democratic father. We never had to explain to anyone from the age of 18 onward what we wanted to do, what I wanted to become, or what I liked. Well, that was my dad, but my mom was the exact opposite. For example, for the 60s generation, you had to become a doctor, an engineer, a teacher, a lawyer, a potter. That was just so bizarre to her. As much as I had these freedoms from my dad's side, for my mom, it was like a highly terrifying thing. For a long time, she would hold my pottery clothes like this, saying, "This is my daughter. This is my daughter. Other people's kids become doctors, engineers, and my daughter is playing with mud. Everyone finished playing with mud in childhood, and she's just starting now." Anyway, it was hard. It's really hard. I think 90% of our problems could be solved with a mustache. For example, I had so many challenges working here that I kept saying, if I had a mustache like men do, I wouldn't have had any of these problems.
It's not like I want to think about it too much, but it's always on my mind that if Mrs. Mazar-Che isn't here one day, this workshop is really useless.
This place to me is identity. This place to me is family. To me, it's a generation. To me, it's meanings. It's the best place in the world to me. Neither its size matters to me, nor its facilities matter to me, nor whether it meets my needs in terms of city life or not. No, none of that. Just this greenery, you know? Just the fact that the sky is blue, just that these trees are green.
Just living naturally and beautifully is enough for me. Where in Iran would you want to be to enjoy your life this much? Really, where?
One thing that's very, very interesting to me and has always, over all these years, consistently been fascinating to me is that the final product, when it comes out of the kiln and all the hard work I put into this production process pays off. And all this exhaustion and all this time that you put into it, when you look at the final result, it's so rewarding, and all your fatigue just fades away.
To be seen, I need to try harder. No, I've never done anything just to be seen. I've always done it for my own happiness and my own inner desire. Always. In fact, I've never, ever made any effort to be seen. I just lived my own life. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know if it's enough or not. But I marched to the beat of my own drum.
When I first started out here, I remember back then, nobody really traveled this Daylamon road. No one. Absolutely no one. But now, it's a tourist destination. Lots of people come just for this workshop. So many people. I have some really strange memories back then, like 10 or 15 years ago. People thought everything had to come from China. They'd say, you import these from China. So I replaced my workshop wall with glass so people could see that, no, we actually make them right here. They don't come from China. One of the dearest and most important contemporary sculptors in Iran, Mr. Emad, who helped me make this connection that nothing in art is so strange or so unattainable that it can't be done. Art is just like life. Whenever you can connect the two, meaning your life, and turn it into your artwork, your life, your inner self, your existence, then you are an artist. I'm not an artist myself. I'm a potter, but there are potters who can be artists. There are also many who aren't, but people say you are an artist. It goes both ways. But is becoming an artist a choice or a destiny? I think it's a choice. Meaning it's something that is inside you and it comes from within and settles on you with your nature, your perspective, your inner self, with your life. Everything that exists now and that I do is the result of love. Unfortunately, I believe in love. I deal with things breaking and getting ruined very easily. For example, my sister doesn't. She goes, "Oh no," and makes a fuss. But not me. For a period, well, now our kilns are electric and automatic, but back then we had traditional kilns where we had to sit by the fire for hours, manually stoking the flames, controlling the temperature bit by hand. At one point it was gas, and before that it was actually drip-fed diesel where you had to keep opening it to increase the flow of oil or diesel so the flame would grow. It was completely unpredictable what was happening inside. We'd open the door and see, oh, everything is ruined or everything. But if it gets ruined, I'll just make it again. Every speck of dust became a soul and pure life. Do not call it a world of dust, know it as the source of the elixir. I'd like to leave an impact, even if it's just in an alleyway, even if it's in a home, even if it's on a single person. That's what makes me happy.